Happy Friday, everybody. Thank you so much for downloading or streaming the Be Our Guest podcast. Today, we have a fun show. Thomas joins us. Ricky's here as well. And we talk about our best character experiences down at Walt Disney World. And we give some of our thoughts for current experiences that you might not think of for your next Walt Disney World vacation. And also, I give one of my favorites that you can no longer have, but I bet you met this character in your past Walt Disney World vacations. But man, it was a great one back in the day. And I have so many pictures on my phone with this gentleman. And it was an essential part of every one of my vacations for years and years gone by. So we're talking characters all over Walt Disney World on today's show. Hope you enjoy it. Don't forget, our show is brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan your next Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, or Adventures by Disney vacation for no additional cost to you. Check out all the details right now over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. That one extra click supports everything we do throughout the year. beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you so very much to our Patreon supporters. You guys are the all-stars of our show. You can support us as well, starting at just $5 a month. It really does help us out. And you'll get a bonus show every week. It's called Mike in the Midwest. So come on over this week. We'd love to have you. Patreon.com/beourguestpodcast.
Ready to take a trip to the world? You found the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. This is where your memories come front and center on our podcast stage.
Welcome to episode 2465 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Friday to you. We've made it to another weekend. Told you we're going to make it, right? We're going to make it. And hopefully you have a great one lined up for this weekend. Some fun. Of course, not a holiday weekend this weekend, but hey, that's okay. It's time to just chill and have a good time. And I hope you don't have like chores. Maybe you got to cut the grass. It's grass cutting season, I think, just about everywhere at this point around the country. So that's no bueno. I mean, I do enjoy it sometimes because I do have like the cheapest of the riding lawnmowers, and that's kind of fun. I like to pretend like it's a tractor. I tell Pam it's tractor. I got to get on the tractor. And really, it's like the Series 100. It's the cheapest of the John Deere little riding lawnmowers, but I still have my fun. You know, I get out there and think I'm on, a farm, and we have the smallest of yards, but it's got a hill. So it's fun. Anyway, whatever you got to do, let's have fun. That's the point is, whatever you have to do this weekend, make it fun, even if it's a chore. You can turn it into something fun. And guess what? We're podcasts. You can take us right with you. Pop the AirPods in. We're right there with you. If you got to do a 20-mile run, not going to be fun. But it'll be, when you finish, you get to eat all kinds of food. So there you go. It's always a positive. I mean, you got to look at the bright side. And Ricky's yawning, so she's really
I'm already ready for this.
Really super excited about this show already. I love when I look over and my co-host is
I'm
yawning.
already thinking, God, I could go for a nap for this weekend.
This show is often I know this is an audio show. I hope you just listen to the audio, but I mean, when you look over and your co-host is like letting out a big old yawn on,
nap time.
I'm just like, this is not good. So anyway,
I'm
gonna
having coffee today.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, that's what happens after 2,465 episodes. But Ricky's here from themouseforless.com and at DisneyWorldAfterAll.com. Sorry to wake you up, Ricky. What's going on?
I'm telling you, no coffee was had today. I could really use some right now. I did not get my usual afternoon brew, which makes me very sad. So hence, I'm a little tired and yawning. So it's all good. See, now that we're talking about it, I'm going to yawn again.
Stop. Now Thomas is yawning. I'm trying not to yawn. And now
it's the whole cycle of when you start talking about it. It just makes it worse, and everybody else starts doing it too. So
I just got a tornado watch on my phone. Now I'm on edge. I'm looking out the window like, oh, what's up? I mean, it's springtime in the Midwest. You got to be like, is it going to hit? What's going on? It's the movie Twister. Yeah, exactly. If you hear the horns, let me know. So, okay, here we go. Also, Thomas is back. Again, not in Buffalo, not in Virginia. He's in Cleveland. What's going on? Hey, you guys have the eclipse coming up there. Full solar eclipse there in about 3 days on Monday, I think, right?
We do. It's the 8th, and it is actually going right over our town. So
Nice.
we should have. I think we'll be right in the middle of it, right in the middle of the path. We'll get totality.
Don't look at it. Don't
No,
don't
no,
look directly at it.
I got my glasses. I got the special, phone lens
Yeah.
to take
Ooh,
pictures.
cool. There you go.
I don't know
like
if that helps.
I
But
don't either. We had one here a couple of years ago, and I remember getting the glasses. I was at work, and I remember going outside and looking up at the sky, and there was something about phones. I think they were said something about don't use your phone to take pictures of it or something too. I don't remember, but it's definitely really cool when the solar eclipse is a total solar eclipse that goes past you. It's really neat.
It is. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I saw the 2016 when I drove because totality passed in Columbia. So that's where Mizzou is. It didn't pass over St. Louis. It was in Columbia. And so I drove out and we watched it. I took Mallory and met Paige because Paige was working for Mizzou at the time. And we watched it under the columns at Mizzou, which is this iconic part of campus. It's on the quad.
I do remember your picture of that.
Yes. And so if you don't know, at Mizzou, the columns are these 6 old columns from the original academic hall that burned down in the 1800s, but only the 6 columns of the building stood. The whole rest of the building burned to the ground. So it's like the rallying point for the campus. If you ever see a sporting event, they'll show the columns in the B-roll. And so I was like, we're going to the con. And everybody did. There was all kinds of people there. But it's crazy. And you'll see. So I might actually, we have totality too in Missouri, about an hour south of where I live. So I'm probably going to drive down to Cape Girardeau. And it's wild. I mean, it becomes nighttime. And the birds all start to go to bed. It's crazy. If you get a chance Monday, go. If you get a chance to drive to totality, it is wild as a science person. It is, it is one of the most bizarre things. It gets cool. Temperature drops 20 degrees, within a couple of minutes. It's bizarre. And shout out to Dr. Kai for he sent eclipse glasses to my family. So I'm ready.
Nice.
I know these aren't eclipse glasses I'm wearing right now, but they're
Neither are
upstairs.
these.
They're ready to go. I'm ready to rock. I can't wait. I think the Guardians are actually delaying the start of their ball game for the eclipse there in Cleveland.
Yeah, because they were supposed. It was the home opener was supposed to start right at the totality, I believe. So, but they've canceled all the schools around are canceled, so all the kids have off. There might be a lot of traffic, so, but it's going to be right in our backyard, so we'll have a perfect view of it.
I agree with that though, because you know what? Education doesn't always happen in schools. On a day like that, kids should be. Now I know not all kids will have the opportunity because parents are all different, but kids should be where they can have an opportunity to get out and maybe go with grandpa, grandma, mom, dad, uncle, whoever, and maybe get to have the experience of going to see the totality outside of a classroom. I'm all about that. Let them be off school and go have the experience that day, because this rarely happens. This isn't going to happen again for probably 40 years. So good for Cleveland. Now,
yeah.
Mallory, go to school.
We just need the weather. We just need good weather.
Should I take Mallory out of school? No, I took her out of school last time, and we still talk about it. I'll have to post the pictures. It was great. We had a good time. All right, so real quick, we didn't talk about this. I meant to talk about this on Wednesday, Thomas. What's kind of your background with Disney? Where'd the Disney fandom start for you? Sorry, I should have asked you this on Wednesday.
No, it's all good. I thought long and hard about this. I knew you were going to ask this question.
I totally dropped it off. Ricky yawned and gave me a chance. I just wanted to catch her while she's awake here.
There you go.
I was practicing in front of the mirror earlier.
Yes, good.
So, I grew up in the 80s and 90s, so the Disney decade. We went to Disney, Walt Disney World twice. I think I was probably about 8, and then maybe again when I was 15 or so. Drove down there from Cleveland, my dad's van with the AAA trip books. I don't know if you remember those.
Yes, yeah, the old trip ticks and stuff. Yeah,
yeah, the old trip ticks. All the construction and rest stops were marked out. But that was it was a time where you went down there, once every 5 or 6 years for a family vacation. And after that last trip in the mid 90s, that was kind of it. And we went to Walt Disney World for my daughter's 5th birthday. And I'm not saying this is correct, but everyone told us, oh, it's a perfect age to go for your first trip. So we kind of waited. It's probably not good advice, but it worked for us. But we went, and I think we did like a 7-night trip. I had a 6-day park hopper, and we did so many things wrong. On our first trip.
That's how it's supposed to go. Because if you did it all right,
Yeah.
you'd be like a genius. Because we all messed up at first.
Yeah, so we made so many mistakes, but we had a lot of great memories that we're actually probably going to talk about today. And we went back the following year, so this was 2018, was our second trip. Stayed at the Contemporary, much better choice. That walk to the Magic Kingdom was perfect. Ricky's right about that. And I'm an engineer, so that trip was just really about me making it right. Like, I know I could fix this. I could do it better.
I love that. I love that.
And our third trip was really when I'm the Disney geek and the Disney nerd and the Disney dork, or whatever you want to call me in the family. But we only went in 2019 because my daughter was not tall enough to ride rides at Cedar Point. But she could ride everything at Walt Disney World.
Interesting.
So it was like it was that weird age where she wants to ride big attractions. She wants Everest and Space Mountain. She could do all that. So we wound up staying a week club level at the Poly, and plenty of it was supposed to kind of be our last trip.
Yeah, you fixed that one, didn't you? Yeah.
But it was I planned a lot of resort time, because we were staying at the Poly, so a lot of time to relax and have a vacation, and then park time. And I knew the fast pass system by then, so it was a really awesome trip. And the Poly is what did it for us. That 1 week at the Poly. So how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop?
That's a great way to put it. That's so good.
So and yeah, it was amazing, and we've gone pretty much every year. We've lately been kind of splitting with the park down the street, but I love the resorts. I would go to Disney just for the resorts, and that's kind of this trip coming up for us because we're doing our first cruise.
Ooh, nice. Which ship?
The Wish.
Fantastic. Good call.
And Mike booked it.
Yes. You're doing concierge level, which is gonna be fun.
Ooh,
yeah.
Fancy.
We have a saying here in our household: go big or go home.
That's all. Like, I mean,
we do not have that saying in my household. I live with Mr. Fiscally Responsible.
Same.
Trust me, that is not the saying in my household.
No, but it's gonna be a cool experience because the Wish is a great
amazing.
ship,
I'm
and
so
it's gonna be so much fun. I mean, because I love it because you stay club level at the Poly. It's gonna be a very similar type like level of service that you're going to get on the ship because it's going to be elevated. You're going to, the port experience is going to be nice because you're going to be able to bypass, get onto the ship a lot quicker. You're going to love it. But I'll be excited because you have a unique experience because you work with ships, right? I mean, I wonder how much you'll be able to. It's like me as an educator, right? Like I nitpick things sometimes. I mean, I wonder, can you enjoy just being on a ship and just be a guest?
That is going to be the $1 million question.
We don't know the answer yet.
I wonder that, like when I booked it, I was like, I wonder, like if can you just relax?
I can promise you this: if you're assigned to my lifeboat station, that lifeboat will work because I know.
No Titanic situation on your boat.
Because I inspect ships for a living, so I inspect these big ships. That's my day job,
That's cool.
So yeah, it's going to be hard because every time I walk on a ship, all I do is look around and I look at stuff, and I'm inspecting and I'm.
It's a blessing and a curse.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that the concierge lounge and the nice plush stateroom will be enough to to relax
definitely.
me.
You're gonna like it. You're gonna have a good time. I can't wait to hear your thoughts though, because it's a very, Disney Cruise Line is a very deluxe experience compared to many other cruise lines. I mean, I have nothing against other cruise lines; they're just all different experiences, but. Disney Cruise Line is a premium experience. It is. I mean, people know it's not the cheapest experience to go on a cruise, but it's also a premium line. And I find the value. I enjoy it every time. I can't wait. Not that I'm counting, but 91 days until my cruise is publishes. I can't wait. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh,
Yeah,
go ahead. No, go ahead.
130 or something.
Oh, you're so close. You're gonna be having so much fun. I can't. Yeah, we got to talk about it when you get back because I can't wait to hear. Because I love first timers, right? I mean, because everything's gonna be a new experience. You know, get your take on 1923, the restaurant. You know, and what did you think of the atrium? What did you think of Tiana's Bayou and the Star Wars, lounge and stuff like that. So that'll be cool. All right, so we're going to talk about, this was your idea for the show. So kind of give us what you thought we want to talk about today, because this is your show.
Well, I actually kind of thought of Ricky when thinking about this, because I know she loves characters, and she just had she has a baby girl.
Yeah.
So, meeting characters, especially on our first few trips to Walt Disney World, were very magical, very awesome, unique. And we had some really, I don't want to call them pixie dust because that's not right, but we had some very amazing experiences meeting characters. So I figured we'd talk about our favorite character experiences. So either, the ones we like to go to or must do's, or some like the past experiences we had meeting characters.
I like it. So lead us off, Thomas. Give us your number one, or just, I don't know if you have a list, but let's just throw them out there so we can kind of reminisce and maybe give some thoughts for folks who are heading down.
So this was on our first trip, and my wife, bless her soul, she bought like almost every princess outfit. And our goal that trip was to meet every Disney princess and get a picture and the autograph. And we still have those autograph books, but my daughter loved Rapunzel. And she had the Rapunzel dress and the Rapunzel hair. And we went to
Princess Fairy Tale Hall?
Yeah, Princess Fairy Tale Hall. And because she was dressed like Rapunzel, she just gave Rapunzel gave her so much like extra love and attention. And you sometimes feel bad about the people waiting in line because they're taking so much extra time with your kid. But I mean, just the hugs and the smile on my daughter's face and the lipstick kiss that Rapunzel left behind. I don't know. I love Fairy Tale Hall because you usually get to meet two princesses.
It's true. Yeah.
So it's kind of a good bang for your buck.
Yes. Yes, I agree with that, because you get two back to back, which is usually really helpful, and you only have to wait in line once, so that part's really nice. It kind of follows that Pam Forster method of, it's why she likes character meals. You get all the bang for your buck when one sitting. So the same thing is kind of true in those character meet and greets that have more than one character in them. You get multiple bangs for your buck there. I like that. I think it's a really good idea for Disney to do it that way too.
And
the queues inside.
Oh,
the queue
yes.
inside, which is nice. Yes. Yeah.
Is that, it used to be Fast Pass? Is it Genie Plus?
They still do Genie Plus.
Genie Plus, okay, yeah. Because obviously I'm kind of beyond the character meeting nowadays.
Yeah.
Like I'll do it now every once in a while for like a metal picture, but I don't meet a lot of characters lately.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like a goal of mine. It's kind of sad. I do Disneyland. That was a whole different beast, but we won't talk about Disneyland today. Well, maybe I will. But Ricky, go ahead and give one of yours. That's a great one, though, Thomas. Good lead off.
So one of the ones that I was thinking of is also Rapunzel at Fairy Tale Hall. It is such a great place to go to meet characters. Like you said, it's the characters are so welcoming and so warm there, and they do spend a lot of time with you. And as many people maybe know, I have kind of a problem where I like to buy Disney dresses, and so a lot of times I will buy a Disney dress and then have the express idea of going to meet a character in said Disney dress.
But sometimes you have a dress that's like Spaceship Earth. I mean, do you want to meet Spaceship Earth?
You know what? Yes, I do.
Take a picture in front of it.
Exactly. That's exactly the point. Yes. So I get my picture in front of it, and then it's perfect. But in this instance, I had purchased a Rapunzel dress, which I still have, and I was like, okay, this is the perfect opportunity to go meet Rapunzel. So I went and met her, and she was again so gracious and so kind to me, and she loved the fact that I was dressed like her. Granted, no blonde hair, but it's okay. And she absolutely adored it. And the best part was, and I love this even more, our good friend Kim Taylor was the photographer
Oh,
at
no.
Princess Fairy Tale Hall
You
there.
had 700 pictures.
I got some of the most amazing pictures of me meeting Rapunzel at that point. So it was even more special because Kim was there taking photos. I hate that they have done away with, PhotoPass photographers at a lot of the character spots. It definitely hinders the experience a lot there. Matter of fact, I actually went another dress that I had purchased. I had purchased a dress where I look like Donald Duck, and I have the Donald Duck dress. I have the Donald Duck butt ears, and that they sold a few years back. And so I went to go meet Donald actually relatively recently because I was dressed as Donald, and I didn't remember the fact that they didn't have Disney cast members there anymore taking photos for PhotoPass, and it was just the box. And so the photos weren't nearly as good as they would have been if they had had a Disney PhotoPass photographer there, because I know that it would have been just ridiculously amazing with an actual person who could see that I was there to meet Donald and have an interaction with him and things like that on purpose. So I again wish Disney would listen and that they would bring back the PhotoPass photographers, because there's something so important in that, having that person there who can see what's actually going on and can capture those emotions that are taking place in those character meetings.
I don't want to go down a rabbit hole with this, but with that box, is there somebody that controls that from like a central
No.
location, or is it just like totally
just-
like it just sees when you're in a certain spot, like it sees like a
Yes.
face and so it fires?
I mean, I'm
Is that
sure
how it
Kim
works?
would know much better than I would, but I believe
one.
it's just it's just scheduled to take pictures at certain points when you're standing there, probably. Yeah, that would be my guess. I'm not entirely sure. So, but that was disappointing. It's actually why I didn't take Lucy to meet Mickey Mouse at Main Street for her first character greeting, because I did not want the box photos. So.
Ooh, hot take.
Yeah, that's a real hot take right there. I
Man.
did not. I don't plan on going to that meet and greet. And it'll be interesting to find out, because they are opening a meet and greet in Epcot. I think I heard that it's actual photographers there. I think I heard that they're actually putting in real photographers there. So that will be where I go meet
That'd
characters.
be surprising. Moving forward, if they would go backwards, I was shocked.
I hope they do
Doubtful.
go backwards. So I hope they do bring back the PhotoPass photographers to all meet and greet areas, because there's no need. There's no need for.
I just don't see that they would take a step back. I agree with you. Like, I think there's an.
They
I mean,
took 10
it's
steps
an art.
back by not having a real photographer.
I know,
there.
no,
Okay?
I 100%, and I know that your family's business was
Yeah,
photography.
but
I
it's not
get it,
even
and
just
I'm
about
on your
that.
side, but I'm just saying from
Yeah.
their side, they're seeing it as a way to make things. Like once you go there, I can't imagine that they would go back, because they've already taken the heat. You know what I'm saying? Like they've
Right.
already taken the hit in the PR.
Or they could surprise and delight, get their
Yeah.
guests and bring
Yeah, okay.
back the PhotoPass.
Yeah, and you can also
photographer.
ride Magical Express from the airport tomorrow too.
We know how well that
Yeah,
goes,
exactly.
right?
And by the way, good try, Vero Mike. You didn't get me. Good try in the chat. That ain't.
Well,
I'm
I
not
think
believing
he is-
No, I'm not believing anything today.
No.
Call me
He is
tomorrow.
correct that it is closing for the summer, though.
No, I'm not
'cause
believing
I
it.
heard that a few days
No,
ago.
not believing it today. Nope,
Okay,
not
well,
today.
fine.
Talk to me tomorrow. I'm not believing
All right.
anything. I don't care. Hand on the Bible today. I'm not believing you today. I'll talk to you tomorrow. I'm just saying, because I've gotten too many people. Good try, Mike. Okay, so I mean, I'm not being mean to you, Mike. I'm just saying, I don't care what you bring to me today. Not believing it. Okay, so and we're still friends, but I'm just saying, don't come to me with any kind of facts today. I'm not going there. My character greeting is one that unfortunately you can't do anymore. And this, I went through my Google Photos when Thomas brought this idea to me via email, because I love this idea. And probably my favorite all-time character greeting that I have consistently over the years. And this was one that I did year after trip, year after year. And unfortunately I can't do it anymore. Was I used to always get my picture with the mayor of Main Street, USA. And now he passed away a few years ago. He passed. The guy who was the cast member who played the mayor of Main Street, USA. So obviously not available. But during COVID, they got rid of the citizens of Main Street, USA, and they're not back, Ricky, are they?
No,
They're not
nor
back
the
even
Citizens of
now.
Hollywood.
Yeah,
The
they're,
Citizens of
yeah,
Hollywood
exactly.
did not come back either.
But he was like, the thing was, if you never got to meet the mayor of Main Street USA, the way they did this character meet and greet, it's very Disneyland-ish. Like, he just kind of wandered Main Street USA, and he had on the sash, and, you know, he had on the old, you know, classic clothes of the time. And you could go up to him, and he would talk to you about, you know, the town. You know, he would, you know, he was the mayor. He'd welcome you to Main Street USA. And at the end of the character meet and greet, he'd give you his card. And I have a couple of his cards from over the years, and it had his name on it, and, you know, Main Street USA and so forth. But I always got my picture with him, and he was always so nice. He would talk to you for 2 or 3 minutes, and it was always the same gentleman. And I just have all these pictures of kind of my, you know, 5, 6, 7 years of trips, and it was always the same gentleman. And it was always so exciting to just see my pictures with him. And it always kicked off like my first trip to the Magic Kingdom with the mayor of Main Street USA. And there was something like that was just comfortable about that was my welcome to Walt Disney World every time. There was a consistency to him, and he was kind, and he was just like always there. It was almost like Walt Disney, you know. It was like, I know Walt Disney wasn't there, but it was like, you know, it was like his place. Like he took ownership of the Magic Kingdom. It was almost like welcoming you right there to the Magic Kingdom. Shame he's gone. I loved that guy. He was great. It was like an ambassador. He was almost like the guy that used to be at the Grand Floridian, the greeter.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
like
for
Art over at the Beach Club. You know, there's certain like people that were, you know, synonymous with their locations. And it was the gentleman at Mayor of the Main Street. So I love that picture. All right, so let's go again. Thomas, give us another.
So this is kind of dining. I don't know if they still do this, but at the Grand Floridian, they have tea with Aurora.
Oh, they don't. That's another thing they haven't brought back yet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That was actually my wife's.
Amazing.
You know, she told me to say that one.
I love it though. What? So tell for those who never got to experience it, and hopefully they'll bring it back. What was it like?
So it was like a little tea party, but it was hosted by like Princess Rose. I can't remember. I don't know if she had a last name but it was kind of like she was in charge of the Rose Garden. But it was it was a cute little tea party. You know, for, you know, all the girls in their Disney princesses, in their Disney princess dresses. They had a pianist. They would sing songs and take the, you know, kids out on the floor of the tea room, and they would do dances and have some fun activities with them. And then you got a personal meet and greet with Princess Aurora. She came around. Great pictures. Again, the music, the pianist was very fun. And then at the end of it, you got like a really nice, almost like an American Girl doll type, like Princess Aurora.
That's awesome.
Doll.
That's really
yeah,
cool.
Yeah. So it was very expensive because it's a Grand Floridian.
Yeah.
Right.
I've seen the girls doing that from a distance. I've walked past seeing them doing that. It's so cute.
Yeah.
There's
I
something
think
like,
they even,
there's
if
something
I
like that
remember
on
correctly,
the,
they went around a tour of the Grand Floridian.
Yes, that's exactly right. They get up and they follow her. I don't know I can't remember where they went. You know what though? There's something like very similar to that on the Wish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a tea party.
Oh yeah.
There is a tea party because I actually watched it on a vlog. I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that, but that might be up your alley. That might be something you experience because you get like little gifts and stuff during the party. That sing songs and stuff. I'm like, I'd rather go to Palo.
Awesome.
See, my girls are older. That's cool though. That's a great one. So Ricky, give us another character meet. By the way, tornado warning. So just in case like you hear the sirens or you hear the hail hitting the studio windows, that's why my watch was going crazy during that last one. If you heard it, go ahead.
Gotcha. Stay safe.
I know.
Again, another one of mine has to go with. It's my favorite, one of my favorite stories about when we took my grandmother. She was 94 years old. It was her first trip to Walt Disney World, and unfortunately her last, because she passed not long after. But my brother had just started working down at Walt Disney World. He'd been down there for a little bit, and he was working at Jungle Cruise at the time. And so we wanted to see. Obviously, my mom wanted to take my grandma to see him and to, you know, watch him do his thing and things like that. So, of course, went and we saw him do the Jungle Cruise. He did the skipper. And it was a lot of fun for that. But one of my favorite memories of that trip had to involve characters, and it actually again had to involve Donald. It was at back in Pete Silly Sideshow, and she's like, I want to see Donald. We're like, oh, okay, Grandma, that's cool. You want to go see Donald? I'm like, that's all great. So I knew, obviously, well, the place to go do that at the Magic Kingdom is, of course, Pete Silly Slideshow. So we went back there, and it wasn't a long line. It was, it was probably maybe 15 minutes or so. And so we're waiting in line so we can meet Donald. And she gets up to the front and she's like, okay, we can go now. And we're like, Grandma, you didn't get to, see.
She literally just wanted to see Donald.
Donald.
I love older people. That is so literal. I just want to see. Okay, I've seen him.
I just want to see Donald. Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't have to see me. I just want to see him.
So anyway, we had just the best meet and greet. We met Goofy first, and so that was really fun. And then, of course, we then went and met Donald as well, and that was just the most fun thing ever because she got to see Donald and actually meet him as well. So yeah, that was one of my favorite stories about my grandma, and getting to meet one of the characters. So she just wanted to see the duck. She didn't want to meet him.
Think about if Disney got a hold of that, like how efficient they could be with their meet and greets if everybody just could just see the characters, just like, okay, you've seen them, okay, out, seen them, okay, you're out. I mean, it would cut down wait times by 90%.
Well, that's kind of how it was during COVID. I mean, a little bit. You go, okay, I saw the character, bye, and waved at you.
Like, okay, you got within 10 feet, take a picture, out.
You're done. Let's go. Yes.
Get out. Yeah, we got a heck of a storm coming. Okay, so New Melly's getting wiped out right now. So we're it's 20 miles down the road. We're good. It's farms out there.
You're fine. You're safe.
I mean, it's our practice football field for the high school. All right. So my next one I want to talk about is somebody that you can meet, and I consider him a character, and I also consider him a friend. He's a friend of the podcast as well. And I don't know. I guess I consider it's Yeehaw Bob over at Port Orleans Riverside.
That's a good one.
Because he is a character. He's actually a Disney legend. He's got the blue badge because he's been working so long, and because he's in character, because he is Yeehaw Bob is his persona when he's on stage and performing, doing his role at the River Roost at Port Orleans Riverside. You can see him perform Wednesdays through Saturday nights, by the way, over at Riverside. And his show starts around 8 o'clock, 8:30. And get there early if you want to get a seat. Just giving him a plug. But his show is so fun for families, for people that are just hanging out over there. Go over. You don't, stay in at French Quarter. Walk over. Just, if you're not staying there, it's fun. It's family friendly. Everybody sings. Everybody does high kicks. Everybody does the birds and I always have to do the binoculars when I'm there. He always makes me do the binoculars things where I have to run around the bar. He always gives me that part. I'm always exhausted after that. But he's a legend. Like he'll ask people before the show starts where they're from, and 45 minutes later he'll be calling you out saying, hey, Thomas from Cleveland. I'm like, dude, he's sang 17 songs already, and he still remembers Thomas from Cleveland sitting back there. He is such a great performer, and he's a great character. And here's the thing: he takes a couple of breaks in between sets, and he'll call everybody by group up to the stage, and you get your picture taken with him, just like a character meet and greet. And he's just such a nice guy. And I have so many, because again, I was going through my pictures, and what consistently shows up, Bob and I. But what it is, it's not just Bob and I. It's Bob with a huge group of our listeners, because over the years, we've had so many meetups over at the River Roost, singing songs with him, sing-alongs. And he's always just so kind to us. But he's a legend. Yeehaw, Bob. So that's what I go with. All right, so let's go one more time around.
I'm going to miss him. I'm missing by one day before the cruise.
He is so fun.
Sunday night.
Yeah, he is Wednesdays. And the good news is, and we'll kind of also mention this at the very end of the show, he's almost once a week he's over at Give Kids the World and performing for the families over there. He almost consistently every week. And he does a lot for charities with his talents, and I just can't say enough for that too. So he's a good guy too. All right, Thomas, one more. Let's go around the horn one more time.
All right. So I love when you're walking around and the characters really interact with the kids or with you. So we were in Magic Kingdom. We were waiting in line to see the fairy godmother. And she sees the fairy godmother, and she's getting her book signed and all that kind of stuff, getting her pictures taken. And the stepsisters came out. and they
Oh, that's
stole
cool.
her. They stole her,
I
and
love it.
they grabbed her by the hand. And she's usually over by the castle, the fairy godmother. They took her onto the carousel. She got to
Oh my
ride the
gosh.
carousel with the stepsisters,
That's so
and
cool.
they kept running around Fantasyland with the stepsisters. It had to be a good 10 minutes of
That's
you know.
awesome.
And I don't
Those
think
are
she really knew who they were, but
That's
she
okay.
had
Those are
fun.
the things that like I love hearing when, a Disney character, and they obviously they do it a little bit more at Disneyland because they can. But at Walt Disney World, when they do have the opportunity to just, play with, a child or even adult sometimes in that kind of manner where they'll go on a ride with them or whatever, it's so magical. So I love hearing stories like that, and the fact that you got to do that, that's really cool. I love that so much.
That
Yeah.
is, it's very Disney. You see that a lot at Disneyland.
It's like the commercials.
It is. And it happens occasionally at Walt Disney World, but I just think like that was the thing that shocked me the most on my first couple of trips to Disneyland. Is if you
Yeah.
go to Fantasyland right at rope drop in the morning, you will see the characters and you see them throughout the day too. I mean, but it's even more prevalent first thing in the morning. They do just kind of walk around. You'll see Peter Pan and the stepsisters or Mad Hatter riding the carousel, or even on their own rides, in Fantasyland. And it's like, dude, this is just like a commercial. It's crazy.
It is.
Like you'll see Alice on the Alice ride or the Mad Hatter. I'm like, and nobody's making a big deal about it.
No,
That's the
it's
thing
just
is,
like it's an everyday occurrence.
like people don't rush them out there. You know what I'm saying? Like people will go up and like get an autograph, but people are orderly and chill out there. Like at Walt Disney World, it seems like people tackle them.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. Like why are people more aggressive at Walt Disney World? It just seems like, oh, it's
Chaos, that's why.
It's a little more
Chaos.
chaotic now. I don't know. It's like more. It is a little bit more chaotic. Okay, Ricky, real quick. John's got a question before you give your last one. What's the first character you want your daughter to meet, or has she already met one?
Well, this actually ties into my next
Okay,
answer.
boom.
So it's like
John-
it was perfect.
Shout
Yeah.
out John McGee. Thank you, John.
Shout out John. Thanks for asking the question. So it's kind of a double. So obviously, for those of you who have been listening for a very long time, you know that I got engaged at Chef Mickey's, where
Oh Lord, I know where this is going.
yes. So there's the note under the table, and they said that somebody's coming out for a surprise. So I was the one with the note under the table, and so I got blindfolded, and then all of a sudden there is Brian down on one knee. Now he wasn't the character that I'm talking about. It was actually Mickey. Minnie was standing there actually, and she was very excited about to find out that I said yes to Brian. So yeah, of course, clearly I said yes. It's been like, forever ago now that we've been married. So I definitely said yes to him. So obviously, and then Mickey came over, and it was very nice. It was a great celebration of the two of us and the fact that we got married, or got engaged at that point. So fast forward many years ago, or years later, we now have Lucy, and the first character encounter that I wanted her to have was, of course, Mickey Mouse. That was always going to be the first character encounter that I wanted her to have. And so for my birthday last year, Brian was so amazing, and he booked an entire character breakfast with my entire family, so that they all could have a character breakfast, and so that Lucy could meet Mickey Mouse. So her first character actually really was Mickey, which was very cool. So she at Chef Mickey's, the place where we got engaged. So again, full circle moment on that, which was really kind of neat. But the experience that I had with her meeting Mickey, it was just something so special because she did the thing where the little kids do. She reached out and touched his nose, and I have just the best picture from the meet and greet, her first meet and greet with Mickey Mouse, and it was just so incredible. And then actually the other character that she really kind of perked up to, because she was only 6 months old at the time, so the other character that she kind of perked up to was actually Pluto. And we think we know because we have Daisy, the dog, our dog, and she's kind of golden chihuahua, and of course Pluto is a golden dog, so we figured that she kind of was like, oh, doggy, and put two and two together on that one. So she had a really good character interaction with Pluto as well. But that's the the full circle moment for our family. It was the fact that we went to meet Chef Mickey at Chef Mickey's, and that was her first character. So that was special.
I love it. John says, thanks for sharing. It's a great story. And you know what? I am going to leave it at that because I can't top two reasons. I can't top that. And I don't want my character meeting to be Toto from The Wizard of Oz because we have a tornado warning and I'm looking at the radar and it is bearing down on us. And I do not want to lose the show when we lose power.
Please do not.
That's the worst thing for a podcaster. Not that I'm worried about, I'm in the basement, but I don't want to, when we lose power, I don't want to lose all the show. So we will wrap this one up, but Thomas, I want to thank you for coming on with us this week. First of all, a couple of reasons.
So
one, you made a great donation to Give Kids the World to come on the podcast for us, and we love that place, and we thank you so much for donating to the great families down there. And also, I know you've served our country, and I want to thank you for that. We love our folks who serve, and thank you for being a friend for both things, and just thank you so much for everything.
No, it was awesome. Glad to help.
I appreciate it. And we got to talk after you get back from the Wish, though, because I really want to get your perspective on things with that. So please let me know when you get back, and we'll talk.
No, definitely.
Yeah,
look forward to that too.
All right. Thanks for the time again, Ricky. Have a good weekend.
You know what? Stay safe.
Get some sleep.
Yeah, stay safe.
I almost did your tagline. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon.
You know what I'll be doing? I'll be out running that tornado to Taco Bell. So.
Of course we will do. Yeah.
Like, you can see the headline: St. Peter's man dies chasing a chili cheese burrito. Once he successfully saved his podcast file in 3 locations, as a good podcaster does. Okay, we are going to get out of here. Don't forget, we'll catch you on the Discord over at brguestpodcast.com/Discord. That's the BR Guest Podcast Clubhouse. The podcast never ends over there. We have the conversations 24/7, 365. Can't wait to see you over there. Our show is brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan your next Disney adventure for no additional cost to you. Come on over and support us over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link. It's brguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you to our Patreon supporters. Just $5 a month supports everything we do. We really appreciate that. And thanks to all those who do. Again, you get the bonus show as well, Mike in the Midwest every week. Patreon.com/brguestpodcast. We'll have the live call-in show, the BOGP Open Line with Scotty G this Sunday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. We'll be waiting for your call. So join us, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. We'll be waiting for you there. You know where to find us on the social media, so we are going to get out of here because the windows are starting to rattle. So we're jumping out of here. So for Ricky and Thomas, I'm Mike, wishing you a great weekend. You guys stay safe, stay healthy, and there's no place like home.
You've been listening to the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. If you have questions, comments, or would like to be a guest on the show, please visit our website at beourguestpodcast.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you real soon.